Ben Crump, the reason I mentioned on the O'Reilly show the hoodie was the surveillance video from the 7-Eleven, and it's such a contrast what Trayvon really looked like that night as opposed to the little boy pictures that were released initially. That's the only reason. If he had taken that damn hood off his head, if he and Zimmerman had only spoken, "What are you doing here, kid? I'm here, my father's fiance is here, I'm supposed to be here," don't you think that that could have avoided this awful tragedy?
Geraldo, 2 points. First of all, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, one of the richest men in the world, wear a hoodie every day. And so you mean to tell me if Mark Zuckerberg was walking through the gated community, he could be profiled and killed by George Zimmerman? You know, him and Trayvon both wear the same uniform, a hoodie and jeans. What's the difference between the two? What is the difference?
The difference is in the eye of George Zimmerman, isn't it, Ben Crump? Isn't that the only subjective, viewpoint? When you're talking about self-defense and why the encounter was initiated, isn't that what counts? I mean, I understand the reference, and people can make fun of me all they want, but that's...
He shouldn't be free to wear what he want to wear. America's about freedom of expression. The absurdity in your statement is a rapist who says a woman's skirt was too short is justified. That's the analogy, and you can't have that in America. You just can't, okay. Geraldo.
Ben, how are the parents faring, and will you press the federal government for a hate crimes prosecution?
I agree with Attorney O'Mara. The prosecutors get to weigh the evidence and bring what charges they can bring. And I do want to say we can't talk about plea agreements or any of that kind of stuff. That's up to the prosecutor and Mr. O'Mara at an appropriate time. And we don't want to try this case in television. All I came to tell you, Geraldo Rivera, is that you can't profile people and act on it. It would be one thing if you profile and call the police and let the police deal with it, but you can't act on it, because then you give a license to everybody to say if a black man is walking in his neighborhood going to the store with a hoodie up, you can shoot him, and you can't do that. It's wrong anywhere. There's no justification for that. And the last thing I would say is this, Geraldo. You're embarrassing your son again by making these statements.
Okay. Mark, you want to give us 30 seconds final statement?
Just very quickly, that I'm presuming that nobody is going to suggest that we as citizens should close our curtains and lock our doors and not become involved in our neighborhoods, in our society, to try and make it better. And the fact that somebody may have been doing what they thought was right in looking into what was happening in his neighborhood doesn't make him wrong per se. We will only find out once all the evidence is in who started the fight, who did what, who sustained what injuries, and how that progression may have led to the very unfortunate shooting of Trayvon Martin. But that's only going to happen after all the evidence. We have to stop making believe we know what happened, at least until the evidence comes in.
Thank you both, gentlemen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Benjamin Crump, Mark